one of the greatest ironies in literature. This is A Horse and Two Goats by R.K. Narayan, a tale of two men from opposite worlds who meet for a few minutes, speak endlessly, yet never truly understand each other. Before we begin the story, let me introduce you to the main characters who make it so amusing. Muni, a simple, kind-hearted man who often finds himself in funny and confusing situations. Foreigner, a curious and impatient traveler, always in a hurry and easily surprised. Shopman, or the shopkeeper, the practical shopkeeper who helps arrange the sale between Muni and the foreigner. Two goats, mischievous and stubborn. They create funny problems and add to Muni's troubles. Horse statue, a silent but important presence that drives the story's events and humor. The village is Kritam, a tiny, forgotten place on the map. Here lives Muni, an old herdsman, poor, lonely, and with two goats, his only companions and pride. Before heading to the highway, Muni visits the local shopkeeper to ask for rice and dal on credit. The shopkeeper refuses, reminding him of his unpaid tips. This small moment captures the pain of poverty, Muni's helplessness mixed with quiet dignity. He then takes his goats to graze near the highway beside a large clay horse statue, cracked and weathered by time. To Muni, this horse represents Kalki, the final avatar of Lord Vishnu, who will one day come to destroy evil and restore peace. An American tourist steps out, wearing sunglasses and holding a map. He looks around fascinated by the statue and begins speaking in English, fast and friendly, but Muni understands only Tamil. And so begins one of the literature's funniest yet most meaningful conversations. A meeting filled with words but empty of understanding. The American points at the horse, admiring it, wanting to buy it. But Muni, thinking the man is interested in his goats, begins explaining their habits, food, and even their price. Both smile, both talk, both believe they are making a deal, but about entirely different things. Eventually, the American hands Muni a 100-rupee note. Muni believes he has sold his goats. The American believes he has bought the statue. Two men, two worlds, one unforgettable misunderstanding. Muni rushes home, clutching the money with excitement. He shows it to his wife, proudly saying, "I sold the goats." The goats are still there, chewing calmly near the hut. Muni is left confused and heartbroken as his wife leaves him, thinking he has lied or stolen. Then realization strikes. The foreigner didn't buy the goats at all. He took the horse. And so Muni, poor, lonely and misunderstood, is left completely alone once again. Beyond this simple and humorous tale, Narayan weaves something deeper, a reflection of human understanding, culture, and the silent gap between words and meanings. Muni stands for the old spiritual India, the American for modern materialism. Their meeting becomes a mirror of two worlds that see life through different eyes. They talk for hours but understand nothing, showing how language and culture can separate hearts even with good intentions. Both men leave happy, but the happiness is built on a misunderstanding. This quiet humor is what makes the story unforgettable. To Muni, it's sacred. To the American, it's art. The same object holds two different meanings, one divine, one decorative. His storytelling is simple, human, and filled with warmth. Through ordinary people, he reveals extraordinary truths about life, faith, and irony. If we look closer, we see the emotions and truths running beneath the surface. The feelings Narayan always wanted us to notice, even when unspoken. The clash between two cultures, both trying to connect. The struggle of poverty and the dignity that survives within it. The gap between material wealth and spiritual faith. The irony of communication, where words fail but kindness remains, and the beauty of humanity that shines even in misunderstanding. In the smallest village, on the smallest highway, two men from opposite worlds met for a few minutes, and neither truly understand the other. Yet, Narayan turns that brief encounter into a portrait of the modern world, where communication is easy but understanding is rare, where kindness meets confusion, and where meaning is lost between words. In the end, both men walk away satisfied, but their satisfaction rests on misunderstanding. That's the irony. That's the beauty. That's Narayan. Thank you.
The Talkative Man by R.K. Narayan is a short story filled with gentle humor, realistic characters, and a touch of mystery. Set in a fictional town of Malgudi, the story reflects the simplicity of Indian life and human curiosity through the eyes of an ordinary narrator. The central character, known as a talkative man, loves to speak and share stories. His habit of observing people and talking endlessly adds charm and humor to the narrative. The entry of the stranger ran from Timbuktu at the Malgudi railway station creates suspense and curiosity, both for the talkative man and for the readers.
R.K. Narayan beautifully portrays the curiosity of small town people and their eagerness to know about others' lives. The talkative man's interaction with the stranger shows how people often become too involved in matters that do not concern them. Yet his good-hearted nature and simplicity make him a lovable character. The story also highlights Narayan's realistic style of writing. His language is simple and direct, but his themes reflect deeper truths about human behavior, curiosity, assumptions, and the joy of storytelling. The setting of Malgudi, with its everyday life and ordinary people, gives a strong Indian touch to the story.
Humor in the story is mild but effective. Through the talkative man's endless chatter and misunderstanding, Narayan makes us smile while showing how to talk, and curiosity often mixed with imagination and exaggeration. In conclusion, The Talkative Man is more than a comic tale. It is a reflection of human nature. It teaches us that everyone has a story to tell, but sometimes silence speaks more wisely than words. R.K. Narayan's skill lies in turning a simple situation into a meaningful and memorable story.
The Financial Expert by R.K. Narayan is a compelling tale of ambition, greed, and the fragile nature of success. Set in the picturesque town of Malgudi, it follows Margaya, an ordinary man with extraordinary aspirations. Margaya starts by earning his living outside the cooperative bank, helping illiterate villagers with their forms for a modest fee. Through ingenuity and determination, he rises to become a prosperous moneylender and trusted financial advisor. His diligence brings him wealth and acclaim, but also pride and tension within his family. Narayan portrays Margaya as ambitious yet deeply flawed, showing how his pursuit of fortune alienates him from his values. Through the lanes of Malgudi, Narayan captures India's shift from tradition to modern ambition, showing that financial success, however dazzling, can never secure lasting happiness.
What stands out most in Narayan's writing is his simplicity and subtlety. He turns small town life into a reflection of universal human behavior. We can all relate to Margaya's desire for stability and recognition, but Narayan gently reminds us that ambition without limits leads to downfall. The story flows effortlessly, filled with humor and quiet irony. Even in Margaya's success, Narayan's tone stays light, reminding us of how fragile his empire truly is. His storytelling never preaches. Instead, it lets readers witness life's lessons through ordinary events. While some characters like Balu feel more symbolic than real, the overall message remains powerful. The novel works on many levels, both as a simple tale of rise and fall and as a deeper reflection on society, morality, and human weakness.
The Financial Expert is more than a story of wealth and failure. It's a timeless study of human ambition. Narayan uses Margaya's journey to warn us that prosperity built without ethics or balance is bound to collapse. Despite a few slow moments, the book's charm lies in its gentle humor and emotional truth. It encourages us to ask an important question: how much should be sacrificed for success, and what cost to our relationships? We recommend this novel because it speaks to everyone's struggle, the search of contentment in a world driven by ambition. Through Margaya's rise and fall, Narayan leaves us with a lasting truth. Money can ease life's hardships, but it can never buy peace of mind or lasting fulfillment. Thank you.
The Grandmother's Tale by R.K. Narayan is a beautifully woven story that blends memory, tradition, and personal discovery. Set in the familiar fictional town of Malgudi, it recounts the life of Narayan's great grandmother, Bala, as told through the voice of his own grandmother. The novel is not just the tale of one woman's life, it's a bridge between generation and a portrait of Indian family life in the 19th century. The story follows Bala, who is married as a child to Vishwa, only to have him disappear after the marriage. Years later, Bala set out on a long and uncertain journey across India to find her husband. Her determination, courage, and faith lead her through unfamiliar lands and changing times. Narayan's storytelling captures the rhythm of tradition, Indian life, its rituals, belief, and emotional depth through Bala's journey. He highlighted theme of love, endurance, and the power of woman's spirit in a patriarchal world. The story becomes a reflection of how individuals, especially women, navigate their life within the family and society.
At its core, The Grandmother's Tale explores the resilience of the human spirit and the endurance of faith amidst uncertainty. Narayan presents Bala not as a passive character bound by social customs, but as a woman of remarkable strength and independence. Her journey across the country symbolizes the inner journey of self-discovery and emotional growth. Through his simple conversational style, Narayan transforms an ordinary family anecdote into a universal story about human courage and emotional survival. The novel reflects India's transitional phase where traditional values meet the early winds of modern change. In this setting, Bala's persistence becomes symbolic of how love and duty can coexist even in a world of limitations. The narrative also highlights the human need for connection and belonging. Bala's search for a husband can be read as humanity's broader search for meaning and fulfillment. Narayan's tone remains affectionate and nostalgic, showing how memory preserves human experiences beyond time and change.
The Grandmother's Tale stands out as one of Narayan's most personal and emotionally rich works. It blends realism with quiet spirituality, showing how ordinary people embody extraordinary courage. In human context, the novel reflects the timeless struggle between fate and free will, tradition and self determination. Bala's story teaches readers about patience, faith, and the strength hidden in everyday life. Narayan does not romanticize her journey. Instead, he lets her choices and endurance speak for themselves. This makes the novel deeply human. It celebrates resilience while acknowledging vulnerability. We recommend this book because it reminds us that every family carries within it stories of survival.